Ladies, if you have oily skin, I want you to try out this makeup base routine, these few steps. I'd call it a few steps. I learned this method from Jackie Aina, Robert Welsh, and I think Wayne Goss. Yes, and I hope it's helpful. Just let me know how it works out for you. So let's get into it. Okay, so I have finished my skincare routine and I'm just going to finish up by moisturizing, and I'm using the simple hydrating gel cream. This is for dry and dehydrated skin and it works perfectly for me, so be generous with it, not very generous, but just use the usual amount that you use. Next up, we're going to prime our skin. You can use any primer that you have. I'm using the Black Opal Invisible Oil Blocking Gel Primer today, and I'm concentrating that in my T-zone area. That's my chin, my nose, my forehead, basically those areas that produce a lot of oil on your face. And the rest of that, just put that all over your face. You can use any other primer that you have, but I prefer a mattifying primer in this case. Next up, we're going to set the primer and we're going to either use the loose powder or you can go in with the compact powder. So today I'm using the Black Opal Invisible Oil Blocking Pressed Powder. I almost said gel primer. Yeah, but we're using the pressed powder today. This is a translucent powder, and you're going to just tap that in to your skin. Don't rub the brush, but just tap in that powder to set the primer and your moisturizer. You can use a powder puff as well, but today I'm using a brush. Then you have to set your primer and powder, and I'm using the e.l.f. Mist and Set. You can use any mattifying setting spray that you have, but because I don't have one yet, I'm using the e.l.f. Mist and Set. Next up, we're going to use a foundation, and I'm mixing my Black Opal foundation with my Revlon foundation. It gives a pretty good shade for me. I can use either or alone, but today I'm mixing it up, and you're going to have to pat that in. Even with the brush, pat that in, even with the blender, pat that in. Concealer, using the Revlon concealer, and again patting it in. Avoid rubbing the applicator against your skin, because that can at times ruin the base that you created, and I think I put too much concealer, but that's okay. So I'm going to set everything, not baking, just setting my concealer with a loose powder. Try to avoid baking, but if you can, do so, but for this method try to avoid baking because it will just make your foundation look cakey. Next, we're going to set everything with the setting spray, and yeah, I guess that's it. You can go in with your highlighter, blush, and all that good stuff. And that is the final look, ladies and gentlemen. Please let me know what you think. Try this out. This is quite simple and just 3 steps, just 3 steps. Let me know if it works out for you. Please do give me feedback, because it does work out for some people, so I want to know if it works out for you. Please let me know, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.